This is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only, TDub.
Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy TDub Whatsblazing the sports. Guys, welcome back. We are live, and I am back at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. Guys, where's the music? I didn't have the music going. You know, I'll do it, guys. I'm working, I'm scrambling to get everything together, trying to go live, taking a break from work to give you guys this work. You gotta listen, man. I'm back. Do me a favor, if you are in here or you catch a post, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Sharing is caring. Let's get it. My boy the builder, Bleacher Bombs Gaming, will be interested in your opinion on this, since Arum is 100% about money grab. He's back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers that work. Yes, sir. My boy American Past Travel. Just lost my volume. There we go. Smash that like button. You know, man, I heard about this yesterday. I still didn't get a chance to completely Michael Phelps dive off into this. But I want to talk about, listen, not only do I want to give you guys my opinion, but listen, I'm new to this. I would love to get your guys' opinion as well. Maybe you know a little some things about it I don't know. Definitely would like to get a couple different opinions on this. But you know how I do it, guys. Just to give a couple minutes for anybody watching any kind of commercials. You know, the last time I did some unboxing related news, just a buffer. I can't. I remember. It was some Drake news. Don't know if it's true or not, but it was some Drake news. And guys, this is one that I heard yesterday, but I think people was talking about it about 2 or 4 months ago. But it might have happened even a year ago. But to me, it was all new hearing about it. I'm not even gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna tell you from what I remember. So I was watching online, and all of a sudden a video come across my feed, and it says that a woman brings 23 members of her family to a blind date, to a first blind date. So just think about that. A first blind date, and I guess the guy said, "Hey, I'll take care of the meal." His mom felt bad for him. He was always by himself, always in his room. So his mom, I don't know what circle she run in, but his mom set up the blind date. And I guess whenever she set the blind date up with, the girl was like, "Yes!" And so she went and asked 20. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even in contact with 23 of my family members on a daily basis like that. So if I call 23 members right now and say, "Hey, let's meet up here," maybe 2 of them would actually meet there. Well, in this case, this woman had 23 of her family members meet with this guy for the first encounter on a blind date, right? So she told people afterward that she wanted to test the guy's generosity, if there's somebody she might date or not. So the dude get there, right? Because he said, he's going to take care of the bill. But he's thinking about, hey, blind date, I'm going to be generous and take care of my bill and your bill, right? She didn't even tell him that she was bringing 23 more tag-alongs, right? So when the tag-alongs, listen, to me, off top, I think this was a scam that has been ran and successfully ran by her in the past. Because otherwise, how would 23 members of your family be up and ready to jump and go that quick? What? This mic is going out on me. Jump and go that quick. So the dude, right, he gets there to meet her. And I'm thinking they had at least in the picture. I'm thinking. Because otherwise, there's 24 people there. You're like, which one is her? So, I guess 25 in total eat. The bill came out to $3,100. So the guy sat there, let everybody eat. And what I'm thinking he did, he kindly excused himself from the table like, I gotta go freshen up. Sneaks off towards the bathroom, gets out of sight, and heads out the door. And she said she was shocked that he left her with the bill to pay $3,100. Listen, I'm shocked that you're shocked that you expected this man that's meeting you for the first time on a blind date, meeting 23 family members for the first time on a blind date, and you're shocked that he didn't pay a $3,100 bill. And then from listening to it, all the family members was ordering the most expensive things they could. It's like $129, $30 per person. Each family member is ordering the most expensive thing they could. They eating good, dabbing their mouth, just good. Listen, things taste a lot better when you're not paying for it, right? So they felt that they weren't paying for it. So they ate good. He snuck off. They finally caught up with him. He said, listen, I told her I was going to take care of me and her. I didn't say anything about taking care of her whole family, right? Like, how many families are ready to just jump? First of all, what kind of family member are you to want to invade somebody's first blind date? Like, who does that? Like, the only people I know that would bring somebody to a blind date, if they bringing somebody to crash it on purpose. Hey, if I'm feeling this guy, then you would say you gotta go somewhere. But if I'm not feeling this guy, you just make everything uncomfortable to where it goes wrong. I've seen it. Girls done it before. But to bring 23 members of your family, and everybody's like, man, that rice is good. And I believe this happened. This is like I think it was an Asian girl, and I think it was an Asian guy in an Asian restaurant. So like I said, man, to me this was still shocking. But let's get it, man. I just want to give you guys a little bit of buffer beforehand. All right, guys, let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Shout out. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Preacher Game Box, American Pastor Travel in the building. Wesley, what's up with you, champ? Jimmy, what's up? Jimmy Roy Lee Jr., what's up? Ace 99, let's get it, champ. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Terence Crawford suing Bob Arum for nearly $10 million in lawsuit alleging revolting racial biases. Guys, look, when I hear Terence Crawford was suing Bob Arum for racist or a racial bias, I didn't think he was going to sue him. But to be honest, from what he is saying, I actually agree that he did go through it. But is there enough proof to say that Top Rank did it on purpose? But now, let's look at it from a fan standpoint. I don't have everything pulled up. Guys, listen, I'm working while I work. I wish I can have everything planned and boom, 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 but I can't. But I can give you the knowledge that I retain that you can Google yourself once I spit it, or it can remind you of something, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Terence Crawford signed with Bob Arum, Top Rank. A lot of people felt that he made a mistake by re-signing with him because he should have signed with PBC or somebody else, right? But I'm going to say this. If Terence Crawford signed with Bob, to me, we don't know what he was promised, right? Because even in this lawsuit, it said, hey, there's basically was like a financial, $900,000 thing all tied into, trying to make a good proposal for the Earl Spence fight. There was so much going on in this that we don't know what's in the back end. Like, see, the thing is, it's going to come down to the details. It's going to come down to what was actually in writing. Now, a really good lawyer or a really good con man, what they would do is they would tell you, hey, listen, don't worry about this. I'm gonna make sure I get you that Earl Smith Jr. fight. I'm gonna get you the Manny Pacquiao fight. Don't even worry about that, all right? Just re-sign back with us. And basically, he's telling you this verbally. You saying, okay, I like it verbally. But when you signed it on the dollar line, none of that he promised you is on the dollar line. So when you go back and say, hey, he promised me this, prove it. I didn't promise you that. I said I'm going to do the best to make the best fights for you, and I did. I did my job. You didn't market yourself. No. But again, I don't know what's in the details. I don't know what's in the details. I don't have the lines open, but I'm going to talk for a little bit, and I'm going to come back, open lines if anybody want to chime in. So stick with me, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, sharing is caring, I'm back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxes and geekers this work. Look, man, in my opinion, Bob Arum has not given Terence Crawford his just due when it's coming to promoting him, when it's coming to speaking highly about him. Listen, when you are paid to be a promoter, means you should promote your fighter. There has been numerous occasions where it appeared that Bob Arum was not promoting Terence Crawford. He was actually demoting or degrading Terence Crawford as a fighter. Remember, guys, when he said something along the lines that I lost enough money that I could have built a house in Beverly Hills from scratch, right? Remember that? Remember when he was saying that, well, we can't make the fight versus Sean Porter. Who's going to pay for it, right? He said a lot of negative things towards Terence Crawford. And even some things he didn't say towards Terence Crawford, but was truly a slap in Terence Crawford's face. For example, with Lomachenko, because he had a great amateur career. Listen, in any other sport, an amateur career does get you a good start as a professional, meaning that you get a lot of high praises, you get a lot more money coming up, and you just get an opportunity to see what you can do. But a lot of times you have to prove yourself on a pro level, because we know a lot of guys that are amateurs football that just didn't pan out as a pro, right? Because at that point, everybody is elite. Show me what you can do on this level amongst us elite fighters. Well, Lomachenko at the time was maybe 5-1, maybe 6-1 at best. And it appears that side over there, the people that was announcing for them, the people that was talking for them, all of them were saying, Lomachenko's number one. He's the best. Look at my voice. He's better than Ali. He's better than Floyd Mayweather. He's better than Sugar Ray Leonard, right? I mean, they was pushing Lomachenko so high. It was crazy, right? Lomachenko has yet to do a pay-per-view. His unification, what they call undisputed, wasn't even on pay-per-view. But this was the guy that they was pushing to be God, right? When he was 5, 6, 7-1, Terence Crawford was undisputed. Now a champion at welterweight, undisputed 140, champion in welterweight on a professional level, and he didn't get this push. Now let me ask you a question, guys. Before I can't see the chat right now, but I'll jump back into it. You can Google a lot of negative things that Bob Arum said about Terence Crawford. Another thing was like, hey, after this fight with Terence Crawford, I guess this must have been after he beat Kell Brook. How do you expect to keep him? They were like, the better question is, do we want to keep him? Remember, he is still signed to a promotion company to promote you. And what they're saying is, do we want to keep him? We lose millions of dollars on him. Like, I just never seen so much public slapping of one of your highest fighters who get the most views on your platform. 2018, when Terence Crawford fought, he had 2.7 million watching. It was higher than compared to what was going on at UFC at that time or any other boxing channel. He got better numbers. Especially if you want to compare what Lomachenko did on the ESPN and what Terence Crawford did, Terence Crawford was shining. When have you ever heard? When have you heard Top Rank ever degrade, demote, put down, discredit Lomachenko? When? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. While I'm here, when? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I can't, man. Listen, I'm so into this. I can't remember my password. Fingers getting fat, fingering and stuff. Okay, I'm in. Let me go to the chat. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn because I love to have a different opinion. I would love to. Let me make sure I got my phone on in case somebody want to call. Hold up. Make sure this is on because it might not be. I think it is. So let me see. Let me go to settings. Otherwise, listen, I'm gonna rock out. Okay, no, that's on. Okay, all right. So now lines are open in case anybody want to call in. I'm gonna go to the chat and jump back in and out. Here we go. Let's see. Beecher Bum Gaming and rocking that same shirt today. Yes, sir. Hey, yes. My boy, guys, you guys remember, man, I did a couple of raffles back in the day, and Beecher Bum Gaming won a shirt, and the Expert Genius won a shirt. And my boy Bleacher Bum Gaming, man, I could have sworn I thought you was a mod, man. Oh, you know a mod? I thought you was a mod, Bleacher Bum Gaming. He won one of the shirts, man. Listen, bro, I was happy you won. Happy to make it and happy to send to you, and I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope it fits well. I would have to test up my Uber app before the bill got there if the woman did that. Oh, yeah. That's the earlier story. It happened for real, man. She brought 23 of her relatives to the restaurant on a first meet blind date because she told the people she wanted to test the generosity of the man before she decided to date him. First of all, guys, listen, man. If a woman trying to test how much money you're going to spend on her before she dates you, she's just a gold digger. That's it. She just wants your money. And she will leave you for somebody who can do better. Until she can do better, she will suffer through it, be with it, and probably still cheat on it. But if she finds somebody else that can buy one more apple than you can, she's going to jump that bandwagon. And listen, I am glad that this guy did not pay for it. Here we go. Let's see. Let me see. He should have been left Top Rank. Floyd did, and now you see what Maker, pure fight, but is good fighter. He needs his respect for what he's done for Top Rank. My opinions on the thoughts. Listen, I can understand why some fighters would sign with Top Rank, because you gotta look at it this way, right? When they're initially being signed for the first time, they gotta go, in my opinion, with who's giving them the most interest and probably who's giving them the most money. There's not a lot of big players in the boxing game, right? You got Golden Boy, who is being known and put out there by they just don't do their black fighters justice. You got the PBC. I'm not sure off memory how the PBC was doing when Terence Crawford initially signed. Now, I do know when he re-signed, PBC was definitely doing good. I don't remember how they was when he initially signed. And then you got Top Rank, right? And then somewhere down the line, you get Eddie Hearn. Now, here's the thing that I think that really got Terence Crawford pissed off, right? Because Bob Arum ripped Terence Crawford a lot of times. Remember, this is the guy that you are paying to promote you, right? You're paying. It doesn't even matter if everything that Bob Arum's saying is true. It doesn't matter. He's not paying you to speak the truth about him, especially negative. He's paying you to promote. That's one thing that I don't know how this court going to go. I have no idea. I do know they did ask for a jury trial. That way it's not just a judge who could be already mind predetermined based on relationships you have with one person or another. They are going with the jury route and hoping that these common people can actually get what's said and come to a decision. That makes me think, man, that Terence Crawford has to have some dynamite. He gotta have something. What the Magic Man? What's up, champ? He gotta have something. He gotta have some evidence, man. Listen, even outside of what Terence got that we don't know, there's just so much evidence. Even with Barbershop Conversations, I don't get a chance to watch many of his videos, but I do know he did an interview with Bob Arum, and he asked Bob Arum, basically, is your plan, is your structure, is it built for the black fighter or not? And Bob Arum said no. Right? He said his structure is not even really built to build a black fighter. They did not make the fight. And here's the thing is, I think there must have been some things, based on what Terence Crawford said, that it sounds like they had something in writing, which I hope for him, that he was supposed to give him some big fights. About $1 million of it is tied into him getting a fight with Errol Spence Jr. If he is making this lawsuit, then I am guessing he is saying that Bob Arum never made an offer. And you gotta look how upset Terence Crawford is, right? Terence Crawford has been getting shitted on by a lot of fans, right? They've been getting shitted. Most of the fans, and this is something about black fans, right? With black fans, you have to decide, right? You have to pick a side, right? It's not like UK versus USA where you want to ride with your country. No, you got to pick a side. You got Errol Spence fans, not all of them, okay, not all of them. You got Errol Spence Jr. fans, because they think Terence Crawford might be a threat, and they don't like Terence Crawford. They discredit Terence Crawford every opportunity. They talk about how his stuff don't sell, but they don't buy the fight, but yet they still watch the fight. Then you got the Terence Crawford fans doing the same thing toward Errol Spence Jr. But obviously Errol Spence Jr. has just been, Errol Spence Jr. is getting marketed better. One way I can name that Errol Spence Jr. is getting marketed better, that he don't have anybody that he is paying publicly coming out there taking massive doo-doos on his name. Even Dana White came out and blasted Bob Arum for the way he tore down Terence Crawford. Bob Arum said that Terence Crawford is not marketing himself or promoting himself enough. Well, when somebody can't promote themselves well enough, they pay for a promoter. So if a promoter is saying that you're not promoting yourself well enough, then the promoter's not doing their job, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Listen, if I was a boxing coach, right, and I'm teaching a boxer how to box, and then I'm going out there saying, listen, he got to teach himself how to box better. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if he go out there and teach himself how to box better, then he'll be a better boxer. Like, wait a minute, bro, that don't make sense. He's paying you to train him and make him a better boxer. He's paying you to teach him something that he don't know how to do well himself. How are you going to say he should teach himself how to be a better boxer when he's paying you for it? How can Bob Arum say Terence Crawford needs to promote, market, and do this self be better for when Bob get a portion of everything Terence Crawford do for being his promoter? That's all I'm saying. Let's go to it. Crawford's the best at that weight. Salute TDub. Bob Arum is a crook anyway. Salute. Smash the like button. Okay. Listen, guys. Listen, man. If any of you guys want to chime in on this, my line I think is actually open. 314. I think I can hear myself. 314. Let me make sure I can hear it. Play some music real quick. All right, I hear one ear. Hold on. I just want to make sure if anybody want to chime in, different opinions, it don't matter. There we go. We back. All right, I can hear myself. All right. So listen, man. This right here, a lot of eyes are going to be on this. A lot of eyes going to be on this because the outcome of this is going to either encourage boxers or discourage boxers. boxers, because a lot of times things happen. People take a lot and they never speak about it. And then when someone finally speaks up about it, everybody watches. There's a lot of fighters on Top Rank right now who's not going to say anything because they are still signed with Top Rank. And in case this does not come out in Terence Crawford's favor, they don't want to get no backlash. Because if Bob Arum wins this, right? Terence Crawford sue him, Bob slaps him back down. That's going to shoot a message to every fighter that's under his stable. I can discredit you. I can talk about everything about you in the public eye. You can pay me to promote you, and when I go live, I can say things that will hurt you becoming bigger. I can say how you don't sell. And think about this. Terence Crawford's probably pissed, right? Terence Crawford is out of the Bob Arum deal clean. Something that Mayweather couldn't do. He had to pay. And I guess Mayweather's still saying Top Rank owes him money. Mikey Garcia had to sit out like 2 years because I think he tried to go to court while he was still under contract. He had to sit out for like 2 years. Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank. Oscar De La Hoya left Top Rank. Miguel Cotto left Top Rank. Manny Pacquiao. Now, they did do Manny Pacquiao right. All the way up until they felt that, you know what? He ran his course. It's time for us to try to pass his baton to somebody we wanted. And in all reality, if they were going to do that, should have gave him to Terence Crawford, right? But think about this. Bob Arum said that he didn't give Terence Crawford a Manny Pacquiao fight because he knew Manny Pacquiao was going to get beat and get hurt, and he didn't want to see him go out like that. I heard some people talk about this as well. I don't know if they can be used against or for Bob. I have no idea because people can say, how was that looking out for Terence Crawford? Because this was one of the biggest fights in his career. If he had fought with Manny Pacquiao, it would have did this for his legacy and reputation in the sport of boxing. Then other people can say that, well, he's also was representing Manny Pacquiao, and if he felt Manny Pacquiao was going to get just whitewashed like that by Terence Crawford, then maybe he was looking out for Manny Pacquiao, so his career didn't take a dent. You know, so I don't know, man. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? Any comments? Oh, in the building, the one, the only, the queen, the La D in the building. What's good with you? What's up with you, queen? Talk to your boy. Lala D, Whatsblazing. I figured out oh, yeah. Because I was looking at Canelo. I did it too, right? I'm going to finish with your comment. But I saw your comment at the end. It said, oh, no, he didn't fight. I'm like, huh? So I'm looking at Canelo like, yeah, there goes Liam, and then there goes the brother. But you were talking about Demetrius Andrade fighting Liam Williams. Yes, I get it now. I figured out discrepancy. The other day, you were referring to Canelo BoxRec while I was referring to Andre BoxRec because Canelo fought those Smith brothers. Yes, you are right. Yes, and I was like, huh? I'm like, I thought, but I get it, and that's the thing about sometimes when you're doing videos and you're talking and there could be a 30-second lag, you could, maybe I missed something. OMG, what a magic man. Smash the like button. Yeah, hey guys, come on, man. Hey, do me a favor, call in. Give me your thoughts on this. What do you think, man? Is this something that Terence Crawford can win? 314-884-1013. Or is this something he can lose? I mean, it's all in the details. Bob Arum used to be, I think, a lawyer himself, and he got lawyer. Listen, Terence Crawford lawyers, I think, is the same lawyers that Mikey Garcia had. And listen, Bob is a lawyer, and he has his lawyers and Top Rank lawyers. At the end of this, no matter how this shake out, the lawyer is going to make a gang of money, right? The lawyer is going to go out there. They're going to try to twist and spin and put things in their client's favor. They're going to make here we go. 305, you live with your boy TDub, who's calling where you calling from, and let's talk about it. Lala, finally, how you doing? Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. I know, and I remember asking you. I think I was going to ask to put you on the show like a long, long time ago. But listen, I appreciate it. Thank you again for calling in. What is your thoughts on this whole Terence Crawford, Bob Arum? Does he have a case? Does he not? Yep. Yep. Wow. Right. Uh huh. Completely. It like I said, it for us is a lot of time it's seen cut and dry, but man, when you get in front of them judges and they get the wording and specific, they're looking for certain things and they start asking, what do you think he deliberately, and man, I mean, it's yeah. Oh, I need more volume. Hold on. I'm losing. It's much. I need more volume on you. All right, there you
Okay.
go. Now go ahead. You should be good now.
Okay. It sounds to me like Bud should have something strong enough to at least settle out of court, but Bob Arum probably won't want to do that. He's used to. Well, didn't he lose? He lost the case that he filed against Heyman once. So
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Was that like something with the fighters? I can't remember what it was.
yeah,
He filed something. Trying to act like Heyman was trying to have like a monopoly or something. I can't remember exactly.
yeah. But I think that Bud has a pretty good case from the outside looking in, someone who doesn't know the law. But I also hope he has a very good case because I feel like, even when Bob Arum is gone, Top Rank is still going to be there. So it's not just something that Bud will have success while Bob Arum is alive, but it will create a success as long as Top Rank wants to deal with black boxers.
And it was like I said earlier that there are so many eyes that are going to watch this outcome of this because there's still fighters that sign with Top Rank, and if Bob Arum wins this and prove that he didn't do anything, no racial bias or anything towards Terence Crawford, when we have publicly and there's videos out there of Bob Arum pretty much taking dumps on Terence Crawford, doing anything but promoting his career. Um, and if he wins, I mean, it's going to let anybody know that I mean, I don't think there'll be another lawsuit like this for a long time. It's gonna get a lot of hush mouths. People gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
just kind of just taking it because they realize,
Yep.
man, if Terence Crawford can't win, and we seen Bob Arum publicly talk about we don't really want to sign him back. He's losing us millions of dollars. I can build a house in Beverly Hills. I mean, by him painting that picture, you are seeing how low he is. You're not saying nothing about
Yes.
Lomachenko. You comparing Lomachenko to Ali, Leonard, Floyd Mayweather. To me, you're discrediting all those guys who fought,
Oh yeah.
30 and 40 and 50 fights. And this guy at the
And
time
that
was
was
like,
their intention.
yes, exactly. It was. And they did it while Terence Crawford was their undisputed and welterweight champion. And they were saying that Lomachenko was basically, he was so much better than Terence Crawford, they had to compare him to Floyd Mayweather.
Yep. Absolutely. And you know what else I was thinking? I don't know if anyone else has made this connection, but not even just the promotional companies. I'm willing to bet these sanctioning bodies are going to pay close attention to people like Suleiman, who constantly practices racism and favoritism, like people like Suleiman. I think that this will open up doors. If Bud is successful, this will open up doors for other black boxers who just know they're getting screwed over, like people who got to deal with these sanctioning bodies. Like, take, for instance, Devin Haney. 1 minute they tell him his belt is worth something because they didn't want him to push for the
Right.
fight. But then a few years later, now that he's totally, Lomachenko's totally off the hook pretty much, now they're looking back at Devin saying, oh, by the way, your belt ain't shit. Like, those things might have to cease also if Bud were to win this, this case.
I completely agree with you, especially with the Devin Haney part. I mean, if I was Devin Haney, I would almost drop my head a little bit after hearing when Mauricio Suleiman was doing an interview. I don't know if it's Fight Hype or whoever it was, and he was he talked praise about Lomachenko and how grateful he was and honored to have him to be the franchise champion. And then when he talked about
Yep.
Devin Haney, he was talking about, he's becoming a champion. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
he's starting to do these things, like treating him, who's actually a champion, like he's, somebody who just now becoming a contender.
Yeah.
And then he was something like he's a pride champion. And even when the
A pride
interview,
champion.
that's Lomachenko's our franchise. You fight for
Right,
pride.
right.
Like it was a very discrediting. To me, like I said, if I was Haney, that would definitely hurt me hard. And
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm rooting for Terence Crawford. Go ahead.
And you know what? Just to get off topic for 1 second, normally most people can't stand Loma because of things that didn't come out of Loma's mouth, but like some things that not Suleiman, things that like Bob Arum has done, or even things like Suleiman has done. Normally, when you really look at Loma, he hasn't done anything wrong. He seems like a cool guy. He'll take pay cuts to fight other people. But for the first time, Loma has been a jerk lately. For somebody who still won't fight Haney, do you know he has the nerve to talk shit about Haney and Haney's skill set? Dude.
No, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, he did it in a post. I forgot what he called Haney, but it was something that was kind of like dissing his style. I forgot, but it's like definitely something he did. And I'm like, Loma, you never did that before. So now they really have Loma realizing how privileged he is, and now he's really acting on it. It's like, dude, you took the franchise belt. Suleiman already let the cat out the bag that you asked for it. And to this day, you're not trying to fight Haney. So why is his name in your mouth if it's not anything respectful? But yeah, back to Bud. We really want him to win this case.
Mm-hmm.
And now I see what's going on in YouTube. Apparently, a lot of people are getting a little pissed off that a lot of people who have always shit on Bud, excuse me for cursing, a lot of people who have always talked down on Bud, attacking Bud, apparently people are saying now they want to be Team Bud. I don't quite see it that way. Even the Bud haters, quote unquote. This is like something that's kind of separate. They're saying, yeah, I can't stand the guy and I'm Team Spence, but I like what he's doing. So to me, there's really, it's okay whether you're pro Spence, pro Bud, anti Bud, anti Spence. To me, this really is an independent situation where
Yes.
you can feel free to express your support of Bud Crawford.
Yes, and I like that. I have seen that as well for some pretty well known Spence fans and basically they stand firm on Spence dog walking Terence Crawford, but this is a different matter, and I
Yeah.
love that. I love that support. I love coming and say, hey, I might think my fighter beat him in a certain way, but this right here, this is different, and I'm going to stand with him behind this because I have witnessed what he is at least alleging myself. So
Right.
again, like I don't know if he's going to win it, but the damage that Bob Arum done to Terence Crawford is that with all that putting him down and basically making him, even when Terence wanted to be 50-50 or thought he was the A side versus Earl Spence, but then when your own company talking about y'all lose millions on you, he immediately
Yep.
changing how you can even negotiate. You can't claim to be the A side when the people promoting you saying that it's like just throwing money in the ocean. They're just losing it every time they put money into you.
Yep.
And now that he is free out of contract, think about this. He's free out of contract. And Eddie Hearn can't really don't even listen. Eddie Hearn has took chances on people like Andrade, Haney, Vargas, other people. He won't take no chance on Terence Crawford. I haven't even heard about the PBC want to sign him to a deal.
Oh my God, you made a good point. Oh my God, I never thought about that. You're right. Eddie Hearn publicly admitted that Terence Crawford, his options are hurt by what Bob Arum said. Eddie Hearn admitted it. You're right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is, he might be out of contract, but so much damage has been done, or lack of promoting him wasn't there.
Yep.
Think about it. There has been, you can probably count or think of more things that was done to demote his popularity than promote. There's not many times you can say that he was really being promoted by the team he promoted, and now that he's a free agent. He's a free agent. You know what I'm saying? And he just coming off of a Sean Porter win, but because this is one of them cases, the damage has already been done. That it's affecting him even moving forward. And this is probably even why Terence Crawford even more pissed, and he really wants to sue Al Heyman because not Al Heyman, but Bob Arum. Because all the promises of the Spence fight, people said Terence are ducking Spence, but in reality, he wanted to fight Spence, and it sounded like he had some in contract for at least Bob to at least try to negotiate something with Spence. Something like that never happened. The Manny Pacquiao got away from him. That stepped away. That fight never happened. And now he's, 30-some years old. Still got a title, still undefeated. But yet it's like he's damaged goods to a lot of people, and he's just not getting the opportunities he should get because of lack of promotion.
And here's another thing that I wanted to touch on real quick, because I have seen, someone pointed it out, I have seen where a lot of quote-unquote Bud fans have suddenly turned against him because he wants to sue Bob Arum for, racist practices. And they're saying things like, oh, pull out the race card now, this, that, and the other. Now, I might not be a lawyer, like I said. I might not know a lot about law, but this I do know. You show me where there's a timeline as to when you need to, you are able to sue somebody. Just because, listen, Bud can sign with Bob Arum 2 more times. That has nothing to do with his right to sue Bob Arum for racist practices. See, they don't want you to know that. They want you to really feel like as long as Bud has signed with him multiple times, he shouldn't have a case. No. How many times have we worked at jobs where we didn't quit immediately when we saw a racist practice? We might have stayed at that job 10 years. But when we do decide to leave, if we want to look back in retrospect and say, hey, wait a minute, this happened, that happened. I think it's about time I speak up because they're still doing that practice. Like, see that they want you to feel like because Bud signed again with Bob Arum, he shouldn't have a case. And they know it's bullshit, but they want to sell it to you.
But
Bud
here's the
absolutely
thing,
has.
Lala.
Bud absolutely has the case. It doesn't matter whether or not he re-signed with Arum or not.
And thing I was gonna bring up is that when he did resign, because as far as I know, he re-signed once, right? He signed with him, then he re-signed once. Is that right?
I honestly don't know. Let's just say once for the state,
Okay.
yeah.
At that time when he did resign, because I know a lot of people saying, he should have signed with the PBC, blah blah blah. A couple of things is we don't know exactly what Bob Arum promised him or put in writing. I mean, we don't know how
Facts.
we don't know how sweet the pie would. I'm thinking about, like, remember, he already signed with him, and if at this time, and here's another question: if Bob Arum thought they were dumping so many millions into him, why they re-sign him? If you losing so much money, why did you re-sign him? And then when with Terence, like, remember, these things I don't know, but for you to re-sign with a guy, what did they promise you? Like, what was the sweet? And then, even then, when he resigned, is there any evidence that PBC at that time offered him a contract as well?
Right.
Like, so remember they all
Good
said,
point.
you should have went to the PBC. Question is, did the PBC offer him anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than one way of looking at it. I admit sometimes I look at it from but either way,
I see your point.
Uh-huh.
Like you're basically saying that at the time might have been his only option. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have a right to take note of the racist practices. You have a strong point.
Yep. And then I think most of the stuff started happening after he re-signed. I didn't hear much in the beginning when he signed the first time, but then after he re-signed, then that's when we started seeing the rise of Lomachenko. And then, especially as of late, the last year or so, when Bob Arum was just start ripping into him. And again, why would you rip into a guy that has? I don't know if there's anybody on his active squad that has accomplished what Terence Crawford has accomplished. Damn sure Lomachenko, who's 16-2 or whatever, 17-2, whatever he is, he ain't accomplished nothing nearly what Terence Crawford. When you have to brag on Lomachenko, and don't get me wrong, I think Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter. I'm not taking nothing away from him.
He's good. He's very good.
But we're talking about what he actually accomplished as a pro. And when you are still bragging about his amateur, that means he hasn't done enough as a pro to brag on. Because when he's a pro, you brag on pro stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you're amateur, that's amateur stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Because if you're going to brag on somebody's amateur record, do it for all boxers, and he'll still look average if you do it for all boxers. So, and like you said, Loma is a great fighter, but don't try to pump our heads up with his amateur career because there are so many boxers out there with excellent amateur careers.
Yep. Yeah. I don't even know if what's my boy's name? Former pound for pound, he fought Kovalev, Andre Ward. Like Andre Ward.
Oh yeah, Ward.
He had a damn good amateur career. To where last time he was lost, he was like a little kid or something. And wasn't he signed with Top Rank too? I
think he wasn't he?
But either way, he wasn't promoted, right? But he I think he was kind of forced. He was forced out of a division into another division to fight the biggest, baddest wolf up there, and still won, and still to get the recognition he should have got. But I'm gonna get the last word. Hey, I'm telling you, you gotta start calling in more often. When you see me in the office and I have my number up, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you know your boxing. I've been seeing you around the way, for probably a few years now.
It's been almost 4 years almost.
It's been a minute, and they have gone by.
Yeah.
And like I said, I appreciate your opinion, and I know you know your boxing, and that's what makes it.
When I first came onto YouTube, I would just go into 78 chat and just laugh for the whole hour. He was the most comical person I ever met in my life. And I know people are like, who is this girl who just keeps putting laughing emojis?
Right.
And I'm sure he was thinking the same thing. Like, who is this? All she does is laugh in my chat for the whole hour. I swear that was the funniest shit to me.
Yeah. He's really
And
good
then
with
I
his
got to
stories.
know people. Then I
Uh-huh.
got to know more people.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
a quick history on how I even got started. I actually was doing I got into YouTube actually at the perfect time, and I had a partnership. It was me and this other guy. Um, it was this white dude, and we both had different opinions. So it was like lightning, black versus white, and the show was actually pretty good. But then the dude tried to get over some money wise, and he got tore down. I stopped doing YouTube for a while. Then I had to go to court, fight for custody, blah blah. So I was going for a while, and I said, you know what? Let me come back to boxing, and I started channel again, and that's when I started going around to channels, and I found 78, I found Fanon, and I found Blue Blood. I didn't know none of these people were at myself either, but
oh,
and I like, oh man, these guys know boxing, okay, and that's how I became a fan just by getting back in the waters, and I just wanted to see what the market was myself, and just to see how it was, and I realized that by the time I got back into it, if I'd have stayed in it, I'd have been way bigger than I am now. But
mhm.
but that's just my short story how I get it.
I think I met you either on Dante's page or 78 page.
I don't know. It could even been Boxing Ego. I have no idea. Cause
Oh yeah, it might have been Ego. It might have been Ego.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I said I was like when I first came back at this a little while ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm just like I'm looking up fights and I'm seeing all these new channels saying Boxing Ego at the time, and he may have like 40, 50 some thousand subscribers. I don't know, something like that. And I saw a video about 78 going off from Billy Joe Saunders. How many he had slapped him, and and it was crazy. Like I saw people before they actually became even groups, right? Even before Fanon, even became with LDBC. Like I saw all them before they individually, and
Right.
then I saw everybody group up. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just glad, honest. I'm just glad to be here. I'm still trying to push the channel. I have a lot to do. I just got to be more. I work so much, I work so much, So I have a regular 9 to 5, so I can't do it normally. But I'm gonna keep pushing the
Mhm.
channel. If I keep getting great guests like you, talking that real talk, and I got I don't know if you know Lola, but I got Lola. She in the corner. She do her thing too. This channel has no choice but to succeed.
Well, you know what? I don't have I don't have a huge channel, but I'm definitely gonna make a video. Look out for it one day within this week, telling people to follow you. I mean, I won't. I've already seen that I don't really have the power to give people a lot of followers, but hey, it's better than nothing, and I might get one person who can bring more and more people to your channel.
No, I appreciate it. If you know what I'm saying, just by you even just coming and talking this talk, even just saying hi in the chat, I appreciate it. And then you come in, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of times it's so hard to get people to call in, you know what I'm saying, because sometimes
Yeah.
I want a different opinion. Like I wanted somebody to come and combat me on how Terence Crawford is wrong. I would love that because the audience would win. Because I'm gonna tell you how I feel he's right. I don't know if he's gonna win. I don't know because
Uh-huh.
like I said, but I will say this: I can't name the company for legal reasons, but I was successful at suing a company
Mhm.
for racial discrimination against me some
Okay.
years ago. The company was trying their best to fire me. They didn't. I quit on my own free will, and even when I don't want to give too much. Even when I quit, I got a nice fat lump sum because I did win. So
Uh-huh.
but it's just how they can twist things, and the lawyers involved in this case, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
To retain them is probably 10 to 15,000. They probably a lot of
Well,
money. And go ahead.
I'm glad you told that story because listen to this, because this definitely is important with what Bud is doing. I was once called into the human resources office, right?
Hmm.
And they sat me down and put a piece of paper in front of me and it proposed a new salary. and they told me that of all the analysts, with my experience and my skill set, I was being underpaid. So they proceeded to, and there were like three people in there. They all had big smiles on their faces. I guess I was supposed to jump to the sky and be happy because it was like it was a significant increase. It was like I think like $8,000 to $10,000, and I guess I was supposed to show all this gratitude. But as soon as I saw it, what's blazing, I knew immediately where it was coming from. There was a black guy who worked there, and he left. But he had told me a few things he observed before he left. I knew what happened. I said, he must have sued their asses. And so they had to go and look at everybody that they were screwing over and try to make it right. And do you know, not only did they have to make it right for me, but they had to make it right for a couple of Cubans, and nothing against Cubans, but in Miami, Cubans can be very racist. They had to make it right for even people who would never have supported the black man. He even made it better for them, because one of my friends came and told me, oh, did you hear about Mario? They moved his position up. They said that he was in the wrong position. Everybody, like, was getting all of this.
Wow.
Like, sudden, yes, all of this sudden recognition. So I sat in the human resources office. I didn't smile. I didn't say thank you because I knew where it was coming from. I don't owe them anything. If anything, they owe me. So I asked her, I said, is this like retrospective also? And she said, oh, no, it's only going forward. And so I got up and she looked at my supervisor and she said, well, I don't know. I think that's a great piece of news. Like, they're basically saying, why aren't you thanking us?
Right.
So when I left, I did say, thank you for your time. And do you know, my boss, she treated me differently ever since. She did not like the fact that I didn't sit in there and show all 32 teeth. I don't owe you anything. You had to just admit to me that you've been robbing me. And it's not retrospective that I get money. Like, you're only making things right now. So to connect that to Bud, if Bud wins this case, it could benefit other boxers. Like,
yes.
You see how I'm like the other boxer, and the black guy who sued the company, he was the Bud. And do you know, I got his number and I called him. And I said, I know what you did. I said, I want you to know you just benefited a bunch of people at the company. He was like, well, Lala, I can't say much because the case is still ongoing, but I'm really happy for you.
You know what? And you are exactly right. If Bud wins this, I mean, for anyone that's over there, even like Shakur Stevenson, as excellent of a fighter he is, I felt it was kind of bad, after he won his last fight. And they're talking about, him fighting Lomachenko. I don't even know why that was even mentioned, of Lomachenko coming back down to 130 telling Shakur Stevenson. To me, that sounds like you're trying to get, you think Lomachenko can beat Shakur Stevenson. Otherwise, why are you not making this unification bout for Shakur Stevenson, what he really wants next, but you're trying to get low. And I'm glad Lomachenko didn't take the bait and was like, no, I'm not going down to 130. I'm staying at 135. Because, as much as they think that think about it, I mean, this is Shakur Stevenson, and they already throwing something in his face of like, he's telling you who he wants, but you trying to throw somebody else in his face as a big enough fight as Lomachenko.
Yep.
But I'm telling you.
Speaking of Shakur, did you see his recent post?
No, I did not.
He did a recent post that said, basically, my next fight is going to be huge. It's a huge surprise. And then he said, pound for pound me, please. Like, oh, okay. I have no idea who or what he's talking about, but it sounds like it's going to be good.
Oh, so he said pound for pound me.
He said something about pound for pound, make me pound for pound, please. And like, my next fight is going to be a huge surprise.
I hope it's what he wants. I hope it's what he wants. Okay, I hope it's what he.
And you heard about how he used to spar Loma, right? He used to spar Loma.
Yeah. Listen, I remember when it was happening. Like, I didn't see it, but I remember they talking about the Shakur Stevens sparred him, and they even had an overhead picture of like on top of them, like when they were sparring. And that was early in Shakur Stevenson days. I think Shakur has gotten so much better that Lomachenko knows that kid is nothing to really play with. Like, no. Like, you might have sparred him, those that many years ago. But this kid that probably gave you a tough time then, who was probably fresh out the Olympics or something, like it was pretty. I think it was still pretty new when Shakur Stevenson coming out of Olympics and maybe just not too long being a pro in the sport. Lomachenko, he's a problem to deal with. And my boy St. Louis in the building. What's up, St. Louis? Where you from, Lala D?
Oh, me, Rhode Island, but I'm in Chicago.
Oh, okay, yeah, just about 4.5 hours. So, hey, shout out to Chicago. I call.
I love it here. Chicago is fantastic.
Hey, how long you been there?
2 years.
Oh, I say like, have you got past that winter yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I brought Chicago good luck. Ever since I've been here, the winters have been very bearable.
Really?
Mhm.
I only been there once, and me and my boys was partying. We stayed. What is it? Michigan? It's somewhere downtown. I can't remember the street.
Michigan Avenue.
I think it's Michigan Avenue. And
where the Neiman Marcus and the Saks and the
yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, we was all down there. We had a hotel room, and I thought it was crazy just for parking. I'm from St. Louis, and St. Louis is cool, but they don't have the prices and the stuff that Chicago. That's for. I'm admit this. I only been to Chicago once. I should have been way more, but I went there once, and I was like, it reminded me of because I was down there and people really standing out just seeing taxi coming up. Now it's probably Uber because that was like 10 years ago. The taxi coming up, picking up, taking places. We had. This is a younger. This is back in 2000 and maybe 10. I did this. We had a nice hotel room. We had a kitchen, living room. But like I said, I enjoy that area. But from what I see on YouTube, on South Side. Old block and all that. Nah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm good.
Yeah, there's a guy that I follow. I try not to follow the news too much, but there's a guy that I follow. He goes by the name Wild Indian, and he's really into doing things to help the community. And I hate to say it, but based on some of the things he reports, the South Side is still pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, like let's say even now the South Side can touch anywhere. Cause I remember the rapper they got the rapper in Gold Coast, FBG Duck. That was.
Oh, FBG, yeah.
And that was like, what? Go ahead.
I was making a habit of going to the South Side. I would just get in my car and I wanted to go to different places. And
why?
I would go to because there were some stores. I worked with this guy who went to University of Chicago. He went to University of Chicago, and he would always tell me about these great places to check out on the South Side. He was a white guy from Indiana, I think, and I guess because he was a student, he had gotten used to the South Side. And so he was telling me, check out this place called Dat Donut. Check out this place. So I was going, but then I said to myself one day, just because I've had good experiences so far, I probably shouldn't make it a habit, especially when I was learning certain areas. Like there's certain areas of the South Side they call the Wild 100s. And I'm like, okay, who am I kidding? I don't belong here because I might go down the wrong street. I might get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I stopped going. But at least I got to say I visited each part of Chicago. I've been to the West Side. West Side Chicagoans, they love to make their money. They're they're very business minded, like entrepreneurial type. Yeah, so I've been all through Chicago, but I kind of gave it a rest going to the South Side.
I don't need to visit there because I stay in St. Louis, and St. Louis has its own wild stories. I grew up in considered North City, St. Louis, and if you're from St. Louis, I know my boy in the chat, he's from St. Louis. North Side is nothing to play with. Literally, it's nothing to play with. And most of my life with my brothers and cousins, and it was in gangs, and the whole block was gangs. I don't need to go visit what I see about South Side Chicago because I'm pretty sure what I grew up in St. Louis pretty much gave my own insight on what's going on.
Yeah. I heard St. Louis. I heard certain parts of St. Louis are no joke.
It is not no joke. When I was a kid, I used to brag just not being a smart kid, we used to brag like, yeah, St. Louis, the murder capital of the world. I used to, when you were a teenager, cause I guess it made us look like we were tougher and better, cause we the biggest murder capital of the world and this and this. And as I got older, I'm like, man, that's nothing to brag on, because if most of the people who are dying, it's black, and it's 88 or 90% of killing each other. I'm like, that's nothing really to brag on if you're killing each other like that. So I started looking at it a little bit differently. Yeah, I started looking at it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get the last word so I can get back. But thank you for rocking out. Anytime my line open, please come back. I know. I'm expecting it. I need it now. I need that work. I need it.
Okay. Oh, and as far as you getting people calling to have an opposing opinion, it's probably going to be difficult because this is like a racial issue, and so even if they want to call and express themselves, you might not have an easy time getting it. You might though.
Yeah, I get that, but I try to, no one has to pick a side, and I just give my opinion. Like I said, my opinion is I state what I've seen. Terence Crawford has been, in my opinion, he has been degraded by a promotion company. There's videos, there's tweets where it has come from a lot of times from Bob Arum aiming at Terence Crawford in a negative light. Now, when you
absolutely,
and you remember, he's paying this guy as a promoter. So a promoter, whenever they open their mouth about you, it really should be promoting you. How is promote right?
Exactly.
But now you coming out talking about. Think about, like, even when, like, the whole, like, the Terence Crawford fans, the Aerosmith fans say, "Oh man, bro, he's A side. He wants 70. He wants 70. He wants 60. He wants 50." But then when your own promotion company coming out and shitting on you as a revenue, shitting on you as a fighter, shitting on you what you can't do this. Like I said, they treated him way different than they treat. Because in my opinion, I just believe that I don't think they want to market. I don't even think if they don't know how to market him. I don't know if they want to market him, because if they'd have said the exact same things that they say about Lomachenko, about Terence Crawford, he might have been bigger. If they made the same effort to get him them same type of fights that they got for Lomachenko, he might have been bigger. Like, I have never, as skilled as Terence Crawford is. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I never bought that whole he doesn't know how to promote black fighters. This man has been working with black fighters since Ali, right? Mm-hmm. So don't give me that. Like you said, he does what he wants to do, and he doesn't do what he doesn't want to do. It has nothing to do with him not being able to.
I think it came down to
he sure knew how to sell Bud whatever he needed to sell him to get him to sign again. If Bud was making him lose so much money, or if he was such a bad investment, why would they make him a handsome offer to sign again? That's how you know it's BS.
Bingo. Yes, exactly. But
someone came into a chat just yesterday or the day before talking about Arum has made Bud millions of dollars. I tagged the person back and said, and if you think Bud hasn't made Arum millions of dollars, you're crazy.
Yep. Because they re-signed him. I can see if they signed him the first time and he was a flop, but no. They signed him, they liked what they saw, and they probably paid him even more the second time. Yeah. And to be honest, what Terence Crawford has done in and outside the ring, and it has not been disappointing. Matter of fact, it's been electrifying.
Absolutely.
The guy has been stopping They don't even build that. He's been stopping everyone. And even when he built Sean Porter, they want to discredit that. Like, no, listen, get this man his credit. He done something that no one has ever done to Sean Porter. He stopped him.
Yep. That last stoppage, the Porter one, was one of my favorites. You know why?
Why's that?
He's in his corner thinking that he's up. Someone gives him this misinformation that Porter is up. Uh-huh. So he's like, he's up. How? And then Bomac is like, pay attention to what I'm saying. Yeah. And Bud's like, there, Porter's up. What does Bud do? He gets up and stops him. I was like, who stops somebody at will like that?
I did a quick video on it, right? When I found it, and I did like the screenshot pictures, and I had the caption on it as well. It's probably way back there. Like if you just like you want to check it out, exactly what you're saying. and like he's in the corner just being normal because Terence Crawford think he's up, and the dude said that no, on the official scorecard they got Sean up. He said, cause first he said, "Am I up?" He said, "No, he's up. He's up. How?
Yep.
How is he up?"
Yep.
And Bomac like, "No, pay attention." He said, "No, they saying that Sean Porter's up," and Bomac still talking to him. He looked back over to the guy like, "So he's up?" And he stands up, and Bomac like, "Come on, man, we got to get in the game. Where we going?" And Terence Crawford look at that dude one last time. He said, "Hold on." He looked at him like, "So he's up?" Okay, he said, he like, "Okay," and he had like that switch that had to the back, that Rocky over the top movie with Sylvester Stallone. Like, okay, it went out there and like from the 12 seconds later dropped him.
Boom.
Like, jeez, like. Listen, like that made it that much more sweeter to me that he had that switch. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And like I said, man, to me, I was impressed with him. Like, I was impressed with Terence Crawford because he didn't try to stick and move, stand on the outside with Sean Porter. When Sean Porter did hit him, he decided to fire back and smile and go forward. Like, listen, that to me that was a great fight by Terence Crawford. Been nothing but great fight by Terence Crawford. But I just think that because for the people that don't see your fight, they still get the promotion, and I just don't think that he was promoted right. And I think that everybody know negativity sticks to people a lot better than positive. Just like relationships, if you can have I can be great to my girlfriend for a year, but I do 2 things wrong. Those 2 things gonna stick to her, and that's what she's gonna remember, or vice versa. She do something to me. And so the negative thing that Bob has said about Terence Crawford, in my opinion, it outweighs if he done positive of saying about him promoting, because the negative is just so much heavier that's getting all the shine, and the demoting him and degrading him as a fighter and as a financial pool is so heavy that it even got other people that don't even want to touch him when he's free out of contract, undefeated, with a belt. How many people wouldn't love that?
Yep. Have you ever been laid off from a job? They'll give you a document in a minute where they're offering you money or something, saying that you can't say anything negative about the job because they're looking at their potential business and their potential. It's like that is a big deal. That's a huge deal.
That is, man. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to do more videos as more things come out about this topic. I'm going to follow this topic like many other people going to follow it. And I know you're going to have some things. Check out my girl, Lala D. Whenever you drop video, I'm subscribed to your channel. I always check it out. I know you like Demetrius Andrade. I think is he your favorite fighter, one of your favorite fighters?
He's one of my favorite, and he's from my hometown.
Okay. And
yeah. My favorite, honestly, is I know he's no longer really active, but my favorite fighter is Mayweather, and I have a couple of others, but of course, Andrade is one of my favorites. But the reason I go so hard for Andrade is because there's something about Andrade that just doesn't resonate with people. He doesn't pretend to be gangster. He doesn't pretend to be, from the hood. And I think a lot of times when some boxing fans don't see that, it turns them off. It's like you should like the fact that he is who he is and that he's in there to box. He's not in there to pretend to be a gangster,
With Andrade, it's probably one of those things where he might be his skills. How can I say this?
He's a big cornball too, so that might turn people off too.
That might be, and I think Demetrius Andrade does try to market himself, but a lot of people might not like his marketing tactics, like when he did against Billy Joe Saunders. He want to do the whole play off the British was coming. They might not like that, but I think a thing that's bigger than that is I think that people just don't. I don't think they want to fight his skill set. I mean.
Yeah, they don't want to. He's too awkward. He's a slick southpaw. His amateur record is amazing. And when you talk with anybody who has sparred Andrade ain't nothing to mess with. And then you got all of these people trying to act like they've never seen a boxer get ducked. until Devin Haney came on the scene. First of all, boxers been getting ducked badly way before Andrade. How dare you try to act like you don't see anything but what's going on with Haney? Salute to Haney, but get out of here. People been ducking Andrade for so long and so bad, and they try to act like they didn't see it. But now they have to admit that they see it, but they still don't want to really get behind Andrade, which is cool. So I just feel like it's my job.
Because they're not boxing fans no more. Like the whole view of boxing by fans have changed. It's not just viewing boxing and to see, oh my God, this guy did good, this guy's good. I wonder who will fight who will win if they fight. It's not that no more. Now it's, oh, this is my guy. Oh, and that guy's good too? I don't want my guy to fight that guy. Who has he beat? He ain't beat nobody. What is he? Why should my guy fight his guy? Why should my guy fight, let's say, Andrade? What has he done? Rocky Fielding what has Rocky Fielding done? You got to ask him, why did Canelo fight Rocky Fielding? What has he done more than Demetrius Andrade?
Or Yildirim, or even Billy Joe Sanders. Billy Joe Sanders himself ducked Andrade.
Yes. That was people I was looking at. To be honest, I thought it was going to be an interesting matchup. I thought Billy Joe Saunders was a very skilled boxer, and Demetrius Andrade is a very skilled boxer, and they was going to fight. To be honest, I had Andrade winning, but that would have been a very, because the way that they fight, you know what I'm saying? And it would have just been interesting to see how it would have played out. But Billy Joe Saunders, you know, he ducked at 160, then he ducked at 168 because Andrade was trying to chase him. Said, "Hey, I'll fight you at 168," and he still wouldn't fight him. He's too good.
Exactly. And then Canelo, look at the people who Canelo has fought, like Mayweather, Lara, Trout, Jacobs, Triple G. He wasn't able to really hurt any of them, and he damn sure wasn't able to stop any of them. So now he's moving up in weight, and he's breaking people's jaws. Like, get out of here. I'm not buying it. And so it's like you put him in there with anyone even remotely close to the Jacobs and the Trouts and the Laras, and we'll see the results. And I think Andrade is better than all three of those dudes. Maybe Lara will be a tough competition because he's a slick southpaw too that, has been avoided. But
he's just getting older now. He used to be really, really good.
Exactly. Canelo could never do Andrade the way he did Billy Joe. People are crazy.
Because Demetrius Andrade is a better fighter, and I think he's a stronger mind. Even in my prediction, I said Billy Joe Saunders is going to do well until Canelo hit him with something, and he's going to break his confidence. Now, I didn't know he was going to break his eye, but I figured at some point he's going to hit Billy Joe or something, and Billy's not going to want to compete. I think if he hit Andrade with something, Andrade would have still fought. Even if he had to move back and do a little thing, he would have still fought. But the fact is, Canelo was one belt away from being undisputed at 160, and he decided not to do it and give up on those dreams, and decided to make a new dream and be undisputed at 168. And he was only one belt away and never gets to meet Andrade.
Absolutely. And he's gone down in history for that, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
And look, Charlo better make something shake too, or he's going down in history for never wanting to unify at 160.
Yeah, I mean, like it's I don't get it. I think Demetrius Andrade is the only one that, let's say, out of Triple G, Jamal Charlo, them type of guys. He's the only one that really said, forget it. We all sitting around waiting on Canelo because your stock is not growing, because you're not fighting anyone for it to grow. You're just fighting to fight, but your stock is not growing. We got to start. And to be honest, if them guys would have fought each other, if Triple G fought Jamal Charlo fought Demetrius Andrade, them guys would have fought each other, they would have built their own star power, their own new lane, their own thread, and that pressure could have probably forced a Canelo to fight whoever was doing something then. But now you guys ain't doing nothing but sitting around waiting to get played pick me, and taking safer fights so you don't lose and still always hold that threat.
Yep. Oh, and one more thing before I let you go. So tomorrow, I think it is, Andrade has the press bid for Janabek. Now, I hope that Janabek is this big boogeyman that they talk about. I hope he is a tough fight. One thing about me, I really do want to see Andrade in very tough fight and that means he might lose. But to me, that's better. I'd rather see him go out fighting tough opponents and losing than him going out and he never fought anyone that anybody respects. Yeah, he'll get attacked for saying as soon as he had to fight someone tough, but I don't care about any of that. I want to see him fight the Janabeks and the Morels and the Charlos and Canelo won't
he
fight
needs
him.
he needs the guys he named. He needs
even Triple G.
Yep. The winner between Triple G and Murata.
Yeah, Triple G's been running worse than Canelo when it comes to Andre.
From all of them.
I do hope Andre gets this Janabek fight, and I hope Janabek really is as tough as they say he is, so that Andre can get the credit for fighting a really tough opponent.
I don't know what level. See, at this stage, it could just be one of them things. If Demetrius Andrade, if he has a tough fight, then they'll just use that to say that, see, he couldn't beat no Charlo or Canelo. He just had a tough fight with this guy.
Oh, yeah, they'll say it.
But if he beat him too easy, then it's going to be like he's not fighting no one. Remember, if they want to criticize you, right, when they want to criticize, they're going to criticize your work. He needs to fight the recognizable names like Jaime Munguia is starting to get a name for him. The winner between Triple G and Murata, Jamal Charlo. He needs to get these guys in the ring. Maybe even fight a Dervinchek. Maybe because I know he's been beat, but he needs names that people recognize, especially like the Triple G and the Jamal Charlo and. I think people still realizing that Jaime Munguia is still learning, but because Jaime Munguia is being pushed as a strong Mexican fighter, there will be some publicity around it, and there'll be a lot of support for Jaime Munguia, and I think that's a very big fight too. But it's a fight that Jaime Munguia does not want, even though he's been Jamal Charlo mandatory for a long time. I'll be the last word. Go ahead.
Yeah. But, so I'll give you a call another day real soon, maybe one day next week.
Yes, I appreciate it.
When you have your line open.
Yep, Hey, you see it open? Once you see me like in this type of studio where you get the number up there, listen, that line is open. If I'm talking about something, if you agree or you disagree, call in, work with me or give me that work.
I know when I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you after my man Gary Russell Jr. fight Mac Yoso.
Yeah.
Max Sayo.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to call you after that fight. I'm really, really pulling for Gary Russell Jr. I'm hoping. They say this guy is really tough. I hope so.
Yeah, I've been pulling for Gary Russell for a while, and man, his brother Antoine, look awesome too, but. Absolutely, I look forward to hearing from you. And listen, people in the chat said you on fire. You know your boxing. Thank you for rocking out with your boy. If you want to catch more of, Lala D, guys, listen. If you type in, I believe just Lala D in YouTube, she will come up, guys. If you want to, let this continue and hear some more of the work that she got and different topics she got, check it out. So whenever she drop something, you'll get it.
I'm not trying to be like super humble, but I don't really advertise my page a lot because I just really like do little 3-minute rants. I don't have like a real boxing page. And I kind of like having a small page. But, we have a small chat in today. So, they're more than welcome to join. But just tell them don't expect too much. I kind of keep a small family-oriented 3-minute, 6-minute rant page. So tell them don't expect anything too deep.
Hey, they got you. They heard you. There it is from my girl Lala D in the chat. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
You too. God, man, listen, I didn't expect that, man. I think I was, when I saw the phone ringing, I thought, okay, maybe it's American Paps Travel because he does, he calls in, sometimes when nobody else calls in, he calls in and give your boy Tito that work. But man, listen, Lala D called in. She knows boxing, man. She knows the boxing. You can agree or disagree with her thoughts. But the fact is, when you hear her talking, you know that she follows boxing and she knows boxing and she knows these fighters. And guys, listen, we just covered the topic. I have to jump back. I've been over and beyond my time. I got to jump back to my, my normal 9 to 5, which I tell you guys, I work, man. I have, You can't even see it. A monitor here, monitor here, monitor here, monitor here. Right? I have I do a lot of my regular work here, and then I have this one monitor right here for my YouTube. I'm probably gonna get. I don't know if I can get two. I got an L-shaped desk, but I already got too many on this side, so I'm probably stick with this one. But listen, guys, if you just not joining in, man, remember you can always rewind the show, catch and find out what happened in the show, the surprises. It's not scripted. It's we give it to you raw, whatever comes to the mind. We're on the road to 10,000, guys. I need you to subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow, become part of the movement, and just just do what you can do so the blaze can keep going on. But listen, man, we talked about it. We got into it. There it is. More videos gonna come. Terence Crawford is suing Bob Arum. Matter of fact, I got Bob Arum says something along the line. I did pull it up. I saw it. I think he said something like, "Absurd. My whole career, I may have made mistakes, but one thing I cannot be accused of is being a racist. I have promoted scores of top black fighters. We have promoted a number of pay-per-view fights of Terence, all of which have lost money, a lot of money. Then to claim we purposely and deliberately lost money because we are racist is nonsense. It is part of what is wrong with our culture." That's the response back from Bob Arum. Guys, when it comes to legal, because you and I can Google these videos, you can. Listen, you can Google the videos of Bob Arum. A lot of them were done on Barbershop Conversation video channel and others, and Twitter, to where he has said negative things about a fighter that is signed to him that's promoting. And it's been so much damage because inside the ring, Terence Crawford has delivered. He has delivered so much that he is considered pound for pound by many people. Pound for pound. How can a fighter that is considered pound for pound having trouble to find a home after leaving the network? He is leaving or left Top Rank. He is pound for pound best. You can put him 1 or 2. He is an undisputed champion. I already claimed that title. He is a champion at 147 and defended and stopped everyone he fought at 147. Coming off the biggest win people consider of his career of Sean Porter. At this point, when you leave in Top Rank on this should be a high note, and no one wants to touch you. Yeah. And I'm out.